Welcome and thank you for joining us today. I am going to give a short presentation and then also training for the Youngevity opportunity today. So what I wanted to talk about briefly before I get into who and how, who discovered this and how it benefits us and functions in our life and how we can use it to bless others, I wanted to just start by speaking about God's order. I believe that God has established an order over the face of the earth that maintains and keeps the peace and also produces harmony amongst his people. And he also gives us miracles. So we have both. And when we plug into his order and we come into alignment with his truth, it keeps us safe. And when we get off of his order, then we start seeing deterioration and degeneration around, okay? And then even when we're in those places, God gives us miracles that bring us back on track, but it requires us to plug into his order to maintain that course, okay? And so when I first came across this information a couple of years ago, it immediately stood out to me as being part of God's order. And what I mean by that is what you're about to hear, I believe, is something that honors the design of our body and honors the Creator. And I believe it's a testimony of God's character and nature to provide everything we need into our hands. And so I was originally turned on to this opportunity by a good friend of mine. I'm a classical homeopath, and I've been in the health and wellness industry for the better part of 15 years. And my good friend was actually looking for an opportunity for a sister in Christ of ours to make money from home. She had a stroke several years ago and is on government assistance, and we believe one of the roles of the church is to equip the people so that they can not only provide for themselves, but also be a blessing to those around them. And so he was looking quite diligently for some time for an opportunity to start generating her money at home. And so he had showed me three different business opportunities, and all three of them were good companies, and all three of them had great products. And there was one that stood out in distinction, and that's the opportunity that I'm going to tell you about today. So when I first heard about this opportunity, it struck me as being very simple, something that I could understand, and I liked that. I believe God's truths are simple, and I believe they're easy for the common person to understand. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand the simple truths of God. They come directly to us, and they empower us immediately. And so I started reading about Dr. Wallach. Dr. Wallach is just recently turned 75 years old. He grew up in central Missouri on a farm, and he pursued veterinary medicine early in life and actually was part of Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom with Marlin Perkins. And from there, he went to Africa to be part of saving the white rhino species. And then from there, the National Health Institute for a very large federally funded grant program. And in this grant program for the National Health Institute, they had a theory that zoo animals were dying sooner than wild animals because of pollution in the cities. And Dr. Wallach was not only a veterinarian, but also a pollution and pathologist expert, and so they brought him in to test this theory. During the course of 12 years, from the early 1970s until the middle of the 1980s, Dr. Wallach performed over 26,000 autopsies on 450 species of animals and also 3,000 people for comparison. And what he found is that these animals were not dying from pollution, but they were actually dying from a nutrient deficiency. And during his course of study in millions and millions of tissue panels and brain panels and blood panels and labs, he found that there are 90 essential nutrients. There are 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 3 essential fatty acids. And if you get all 90 essential nutrients, you have the power inside yourself to rebuild. And so from this point, he cured 900 diseases in animals with this information. He compiled the Medical and Surgical Guide of Exotic Animals, which is a foundation text used in zoos all over the world. And it's now held in the Smithsonian as a national treasure. And he got to the point where he thought, if we can do this in animals, why can't we do this with people? And so he pursued a naturopathic physician's degree at Bastyr University almost 40 years ago, and he began embarking on that very thing. And what he found when he opened his clinics and he put people on the 90 essential nutrients is that he found remarkable results. Degenerative diseases began to be reversed, wholeness started to manifest, and people came into healing in droves and droves and droves. And he started seeing 50 clients a day and opened more clinics but couldn't keep up. So him and his family sat down and decided that they were going to take this message to the world. He began to study the business model because Dr. Wallach wants to be known not only as the man who discovered the way to honor the design of the body, but also as the greatest business mind that we currently know of in our day. And so he and his family founded Youngevity, and they bottled minerals and vitamins out of their garage and built up a business from the ground up, which is now ships to 51 countries and has corporate offices all over the United States. The main premise or foundation for Youngevity is the 90 essential nutrients. And the reason that I like this is because I knew there were some vitamins, I knew there were some minerals, I knew I was supposed to be taking them, but I didn't ever know how many there were. And it just makes sense that if you're missing a nutrient, there's functions in the body that can't happen. And when the body is supported at the foundation level, the structure and function of the body can harmonize and the body can repair itself. And this is where we part ways with regular medical doctors, because medical doctors, which are allopathic and reductionistic, have a certain theory. They believe that when they dissect the human body, they cannot find a soul. It's not, to them, they can't find it, so they believe it doesn't exist. And so they treat the human body like a machine. And let me tell you, I'm not knocking medical doctors. Praise God for medical doctors, because if you have a bullet on a battlefield, or my husband or a loved one is severely injured in a car accident, praise God for medical doctors. Yeah. But for by and large, the majority of our issues with degeneration of our bodies can be handled from a completely different mindset, from a completely different perspective, and that is that the body is intelligent, that it is inhabited by an intelligent spirit that already wants to be healed. Yeah. And when we give it what it needs, just like a car needs transmission fluid and gas and oil, if you put sand in your gas tank, your engine's going to be broke. It doesn't mean that the design of the engine was wrong. It means that we need to put the right thing in so that it can do its business of repairing and healing the body. And so because there's these different perspectives, we see a parting of ways, and we believe that Youngevity is an alternative way. It's the way. The rest of the medical doctors call it an alternative way, but the medical doctors and their reductionistic theory have only been around for about 100 years. All the other modalities of healing in the entire world are holistic. And yet in our country they're called alternative. And so not only, as you're going to see in a few minutes, not only is this an alternative way for healing the body and coming into an alignment of the design of the body and honoring the designer, but it's also an alternative way to make money. That you can come out of the slave system, you can serve people truth, and that you can give them an advantage to where they too can come into wholeness and well-being and share it with others. So it's very exciting. I'm very passionate about this. I believe it is the work of the church that above all, beloved, we would be in prosperity and health even as our soul prospers. And so as the church, when people look at us, do they want to know our Jesus? Do they want to know our Jesus? Because if we're broke and if we're sick and if we can't even take care of ourselves, then why do they want to know our Jesus? Right. They want to know our Jesus because we are overflowing with the living water out into the society. We are giving the answers. We are bringing the solutions, right. And we are organized in a way that streamlines this and shows them and illuminates the path. And so part of this training today, in a moment, is going to be equipping you to be able to do these things in your life and move forward, not only to heal your own body and the bodies of your family members, but to take this message out into your circle of influence and really equip and build and share and prosper those even in your extended circle of influence. And so there's a couple of things that I would like to mention. There are two ways to get involved in this opportunity. There is a very inexpensive $25 option. It's a one-time $25 investment. You get a free website, And you can immediately start getting the 90 essential nutrients at 30% off, and everyone around you can get the 90 essential nutrients at 30% off. You never have to pay for the website again. The company maintains it for the entire time that you're involved with the company. And it's an amazing opportunity, so you can get products right away. The other option for coming into the company is the CEO option. We believe this is the best option, mostly because you get a huge sampling of our products, and you can immediately start honoring the design of your body with the 90 essential nutrients and watch it come into alignment. Now, the greatest part about this plan is that we are committed to serving you our advantage, meaning that there is a very simple plan designed to get your money back in the first 30 days. So not only can you come in, bring your body into alignment, but you can also bless others, get your money back in 30 days, and generate enough money to get product for the next month, which is what we've already showed Darla and Eric how to do, and they did it in just 1 week. So this is very, very, very possible, and I'm really excited about working with you guys. So that is kind of the crux, short, little presentation about, and I love doing it after church service, because I'm impassioned about it, because I believe it matches up directly with what we're seeing in the scripture. And so it's great to speak to people who are already open to that order. That's just icing on the cake for me. So I do have some handouts for training. I'm going to ask if there's any questions, comments before I start handing things out for training and get things underway. Anyone? Okay. So the first thing I'm going to be handing out is a recommended reading list. This is available online, but we also have these printed copies. There are 3 parts to this business. There's personal growth, and then there is what we call pre-business or activity business, and then there's the actual doing business, okay? So personal growth is one of the most important things. As you grow as a person, then the more people you can help, and the more people that you can help, the more money that you can be made. If you're interested in simply just getting your money back and getting your product for free, that's fine. We can help you do that. If you're interested in leaving your job and this becoming your total income, that's great. We can help you do that too. And the pathway to doing that is the personal growth journey. And I just want to encourage you, repetition is the mother of all learning and to success. And so when you see this list of books, you treat it how your dreams dictate. If you have big dreams, if you have big vision, big goals, then guess what? You're going to be spending some time with these books. And I'm not talking about reading them once. I'm talking about reading them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until they become assimilated and you're able to start walking them out. And obviously this is something that we are in it to win it for a long time, so don't feel overwhelmed that you have to like all of a sudden run out and get all these books. But one book is more than no books. And reading one page is more than reading no pages. And little upon little, what does the Holy Spirit say? He says a little here and a little there, right? And it builds line upon line until you have the foundation built and you are moving forward in this. And so that's what I wanted to encourage you in. And the next thing that I want to hand out is sometimes you're going to be coming across people who they are really, really interested in 90 essential nutrients. And they are not so much interested in running the business yet until they have all of their family and friends healed around them and they go, wow, this is an amazing opportunity. I was going to give, is that good? I have enough, but I was just thinking, yeah. So this is our follow-up guide. We are Team Youngevity Life, and we bring the life to the team individually and collectively. And so this is what we do for people who are ordering product. And what happens is we track their, and I'm going to show you in a minute with the website, but we track when they'll get their product. Remember, our goal is to serve them our greatest advantage with our full heart, and we want them to get the absolute best possible experience with everything that they do. And so we call them on the day of their delivery. And we walk them through everything they've ordered so they know how Dr. Wallach recommends to take it, okay? That way they know what we mix here, what we mix there, what is used for this, what is used for that. They feel served. They feel good about their investment, because this really is an investment into their lives. Then we call them after 7 days after delivery. And if they have time, we have a free webinar that is called Maximizing the Absorption of Supplements. This honors their investment, and this is something that we serve up to them so that they can get the most out of their money. And then these are our follow-up for customers, okay? Now, we also have team building, where we bring someone in and they're like, I want to help other people get 90 essential nutrients. I want to help people rebuild knees, rebuild backs, reverse MS, symptoms of MS, reverse symptoms of diabetes. I want to help people do that. Okay, so these people we're going to partner with, and they are people who are going to begin learning and being trained, okay? And so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do what's called a 24-hour meeting, which I'm going to go over in a minute. And we are going to establish what we call the team communication method, where we stay in communication with them. So I'm going to pass these out right now. And this is a very brief overview. I don't want you guys to get, you guys are good? Okay, so this is a very...
I get too.
Here you go. This is a very brief overview of the team communication method. And with the team communication method, the main point is we want people to feel supported, loved, cared about. We want them to feel important. We want them to feel like every person that they talk to and share about this opportunity is also going to be supported, cared about, valued, and important. It's absolutely crucial, because people are dragging themselves through the desert looking for the oasis, and believe me, when they find it, they're going to drink, and they're going to drink deep, and we need to be prepared with the answers they need so they can drink as deep as they want, and that comes with the team communication method. Now, we have what is called the basics in the lane, which is where I'm going to start my training today. This is called the base, and I have extras for anything that you want, okay? This is called the basics in the lane, and this is where we spend our time training. You can hear a lot of sparkly, attractive stuff, okay? But it's not gonna get you anywhere. What I'm here to talk to you about is principles. I'm here to talk to you about a few basic steps that you do over and over and over, and you persist in, and you do not get bored in, because you understand that these very simple steps that you practice over and over and over again set your feet on a path toward mastery. And mastery in these steps takes you to a lifestyle that we hear about from Jesus, a lifestyle of abundance. And that is what we want for not only our intimate group, but we want them to see us as an example, and then we want to show them that they too can have this same lifestyle. And so we do this by the basics in the lane. And every single time I train in the basics in the lane, and I'm so blessed to have a local group who is hearing the value in this message, because I normally teach my trainings online. And so this is my first opportunity to get a chance to train. I've trained with other local teams when I've been traveling, but this is my first opportunity to train at a local team for my own group, for my own family. So it's a big, big deal for me. So just know that I'm here to give you my greatest advantage. You can ask questions at any time. One of the great things about this is there's not a lot of complicated things. This is what we train in, this page and right here, and every single time you hear me train, you'll hear me train this. And, you know, I liken it to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived. And the reason he is that good is because when he missed a free shot, he would go and he would practice that free shot over and 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 over until he landed it every single time, and he knew when it was down to the wire, And he was being triple teamed. Everybody knew, get him that ball because he was going to make that shot. And we don't practice until we can get it right. We practice until we can't get it wrong because this information is so crucial to get it into people's hands.
Right.
It is going to save their life. It is a question, and I know this might be a little tangent, but I drove out to Highland Valley to see Eric and Darla on, Friday night, right? And why did I do that? Because my next door neighbor came over. She said, my daughter's running a marathon tomorrow. It's going to be 105, and I really need rebound. And I was like, all right, it's on. I said, this is a matter of life and death. I said, she needs those minerals. She needs them in her body. It's going to be 105. She's going to be running. She's going to be sweating. She needs those minerals. There was no question in my mind, oh, there might be someone there she can sell to. Nothing like that. It was, she needs these minerals. And so me and my husband got up in our car and we drove all the way out to Highland Valley so I could get a couple of which they used at the marathon. And there was another young couple there that tried the pollen burst and the rebound and loved it and was like, I never felt better in my life. It was the best thing that I'd ever done. Now they're looking at doing a 10K. So praise God for that. But this is absolutely a crucial message. It must get into the people's hands, and we, training in the basics in the lane, are the way that is going to happen. So without any more blathering on, I'm going to start with the basics in the lane. The very first thing is your why. I cannot stress it enough. Spend time with your spouse on your why. It must be written down. Make it definite. Why are you doing this? Make it absolutely crystal clear. Why are you doing this? Because your great enough reason why will be the largest motivating factor in your business. And let me tell you something. If I give a great speech up here and it motivates everybody, and everybody decides, yeah, this is what I want to do, that's real nice, but you can easily get motivated right out of this, and it's too important for that to happen. You have to choose this because it aligns with your principles and your values. You have to choose this because there's something inside of you that has convicted you to say, this is the way, these nutrients are what God has designed for me, because when you decide with principles and values, then you're on a solid foundation. You're on something that you can build on. And that is the most important thing, because when you first come into this, you're up on top of the mountain, you see that vision, and you feel the wind in your face, and you feel that joy of discovery, and it's exciting, but life sets in, and circumstances arise, and we are in this to win this, to persist throughout the long haul, okay? And so your why is the thing, it's the emotion. It is the energy in motion that puts your feet to the floor in the morning to take principled action according to priority that will take you on the path to success in your dreams. And I cannot stress enough, some people even print out their why once they get it written and they post it in a prominent place in their house. And we're going to have a whole entire class just on dream building and building a dream wall, building a dream book, and getting yourself to think big, because we have forgotten how to dream. We have been so caught up in the pains and the sorrows of life that we have forgotten the greatness that God has said. Jesus says, and greater than this even will you do. And we are called to do those things. And so I believe that God is bringing the abundance and He is bringing the finances to make those things happen, and we need to get serious about defining our dreams, and we need to get serious about defining our why so that our dreams can come to pass. The very next thing in your priority is you need to make some commitments. You need to make some commitments to yourself, to your family. You need to make some commitments with God. The first commitment is for personal growth. Persisting in personal growth is key. Every successful person almost on the planet, without even a question, is they spend personal time in meditation, they journal, they read. There are some very simple things we need to do every single day. The next commitment that you need to make is to stay in communication with the people that are supporting you in this. The next thing you need to make a commitment for is making your list. Now let me tell you something. I can share with you some challenges, some ego that I had in this area, some things I needed to get over. I had a list in my phone, and I thought, this is a great list. I don't need to write a list. I have like 200 people in my phone. I got all these people that got their name, I got their phone number, I got everybody right here. That doesn't work. Then I said, after that, I said, I got a really good Facebook list. I got like 800 people in my Facebook list. I got a great list. I can contact everybody in my list. That doesn't work either. I'm talking about actually getting a piece of paper and making a list of people that you want to bless with this opportunity. This is a very simple contact list. I can send you this form. I also have a spreadsheet that I've created that helps you keep track of the people on your list and what day you contacted them and what you talked about and what exposures they got and what they were invited to and where they are in the process so that you can track it. Now, one of the things about a business is you want to be streamlined right from the beginning. And so I've actually had people, you know, I've been at a restaurant here, there, wherever, write down people's names on little pieces of paper, receipts, this and that, and I've lost them. And that was a real bummer. Because those people were counting on me for solutions. And because I was disorganized and because I didn't honor this opportunity enough, they missed out. And I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to have the greatest advantage right from the beginning, and that's to be organized and to have a written list and then also have a spreadsheet list that you can upload to your phone. And I'm willing to train you in those things. I am not the best at technology. I'm learning all of this for the first time, but I tell you, persistence in these things eventually establishes understanding. And you can have a streamlined opportunity. If you save up all these little pieces of paper, then you're building up admin work for yourself that you have to do later on, okay? If you're immediately able to plug it into your system, then you're able to easily get all of the admin work done while it's happening and you don't save up extra time, okay? The next thing you're gonna do is you are going to prioritize your list. You have your list. Your list is your backbone of your business. It starts out as your initial list, and then as you meet new people, it becomes your active list. And then you're going to prioritize your list. We use the checkmark system. People you have mutual respect with. These are people who they call you. Sister Patsy, I'm really struggling with something. Can you pray with me? That's someone who has mutual respect with you. Sister Darla, I was wondering about this. I was wondering if you had any advice for me. Brother Eric, I really need your help with this. What do you think? Those are people that have mutual respect with you. You're going down your list, you have people that contact you like that. Those are people with mutual respect, especially if they take your advice and do it. That is huge, okay? People that are a doer of the word is huge, okay? So you want to put a check mark next to those people. Next, those people who are looking for something. Those people who are unhappy with where they're at, either financially or health-wise or even with time, and every time you talk to them, they're, boy, I wish I could find an opportunity for healing this, or I wish I could have more time with my kids about this, or boy, I wish I could spend more time with my spouse. If they're looking for something, they get a check mark. If they don't get this initial check mark, they can still get the same check mark later on in the relationship as you start to talk to them and you learn about what's going on for them. You can go back and give them this check mark, okay? And then finally, the third check mark is those people you know who have the money to get started today. Those are people that we can immediately empower and equip to help others, okay? So you want to honor your time, plus you want to honor the person's time by speaking to the people most likely to empower people as quickly as possible. And this is the vision that I was given a couple of weeks ago. And I've been in this business for a little while. And I have been helping people with health for many months. And there's some people that, like, everybody wants help, okay? And then there's some people who want help and they're willing to do the things that it needs to be done to enact that help, okay? And the Lord showed me that there was this big, huge chasm. and there were millions and millions and millions of people in the chasm, and I had a rope. And I could reach the rope down into people to have them a hand up. But some of the people, they were barely looking to grab the rope. And I knew that if I didn't get down in there and lift them up on my shoulders, that they wouldn't be able to grab the rope. And I've been doing that for a long time. I have been lifting people up on my shoulders, and I have been helping them to get the rope. And I'll tell you that I've been able to help a few people. And it's been amazing, and those people's lives are being changed. However, the Lord showed me that there's other people too. And those people are actively reaching toward the rope, and then they're grabbing other people. And they're saying, come on, I've got you. And they're making a chain. And then pretty soon they're up next to me, and they've got their own rope. And they're reaching it down there, and now there's more of us. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that there's an opportunity for multiplication. There's an opportunity for duplication. There's an opportunity to help the masses. And that is where we need to focus. And it's been a difficult thing. I've just recently come into an understanding about the order in the scripture, and how the verse I said before to you about prosperity and health, the Holy Spirit gave it to us in an order for a reason. And I was focused on the health because I believed that when people were healed, then they would be able to share the message. And what I didn't realize is that people were so worried about their financial situation that it wasn't getting the health into their hands. And unless the 90 gets in people's bodies, then we're not going to see the healing manifest. And so I had to focus on the prosperity first, which is why we've made some changes, and I'm going to be able to share you those changes so you can move faster. And my goal is to empower you, to equip you to move much, much faster, to share with you all of the mistakes that I've made and that our mentors have made, so that you don't have to make those mistakes, so that you can be the one sharing the rope with people who are grabbing onto the rope and grabbing others with them, because that is the fastest way this business will grow. And then we're going to move into the interview. So there is an excellent, which we're going to talk about in a minute, an excellent speaker called, his name is Eric Worre. And his last name is spelled W-O-R-R-E. He's the author of one of the books on our recommended reading list. The book he wrote is called Go Pro. We'll have an opportunity this month to go and see him personally at the Most Powerful Women's Conference, where my daughter will be speaking. And we're very excited about that. So he has a YouTube channel, and he has a video called The Greatest Breakthrough in Network Marketing. And this video is about an hour, and to honor your time, you can probably watch about the first 20 minutes and get the gist of it, but I'll break it down in a nutshell. Texting is one of our most powerful tools because you can do a lot of it in a very little time. If you don't currently text quickly, this is an excellent way to practice, because you can reach out to 10 people. When you call someone on the phone, it is amazing. It is connection. There's time for that. But there's a lot of, hey, how's it going? How you been? And it eats up time. If you text someone and you say, you were really on my heart, and I think we should meet up. I've got something I think is really going to bless you. Can we connect? And then, coffee, question mark. Or let's meet for lunch. Or let's go have a glass of tea together. Or can we meet at the library? You don't have to spend money. I've met people put out a blanket on the grass at the park. Wherever you can do to meet them. The gist of this tip for the greatest breakthrough in network marketing is texting. So I highly, highly recommend that you all text people on your list. Let's connect. The main thing is getting them to the point where you can meet face to face. And in this face-to-face meeting, you're going to be asking some questions. There's a couple reasons why you're going to do this. We have 13 questions. At some point, probably at the next training, I'm going to have you guys make flashcards. We make flashcards on our team. There's 13 basic questions in what we call the coffee shop conversation. This is going to take you through an acronym we call FORMS, which is family, occupation, recreation, money, and spiritual. These are the high points of what people are interested in and what they want to talk about. The 13 questions in the coffee shop conversation are going to navigate you through those. We put them on flashcards and we drill them. 13 basic questions, okay? Then what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you 2 basic advanced questions that go into a little bit deeper. So one of the basic coffee shop conversation questions is, what do you do for a living? If you don't know them, what do you do for a living? If you do know them, are you still teaching? Are you still working over here? It's a basic conversation, nothing fancy, just interested. What are you doing? Oh, how do you like that? What do you like best about your job? What do you like best about your job? And sometimes it's what do you like least, because they don't have anything good to say, and that's okay. We're not robots. We can go with what's going on with them, okay? And then from this point, an additional question. Why is that significant to you? If you're taking notes, write it down. Why is that significant to you? What do you like best about your job? And it can be any of the questions. If they answer that you're in hobbies and they like to play tennis, and you say, what do you like best about playing tennis? And they say, I really like to get exercise. And you say, why is that significant to you? Let me tell you why we do this. People answer with logic, and they hide what's really inside their heart. They hide it from themselves, and they hide it from us. And our goal is to connect with principles and values, remember? Because that's what builds a strong foundation in this business of fellowship, okay? So why is that significant to you? At this point, they have to go out of their logic system. They have to go into their limbic system. They have to go into their core. They have to draw out a value, and they have to look at it, and they have to tell you what it is. And so be patient, because people will say, gosh, that's a really good question. Nobody ever asked me that before. Hold on, let me think about it. I'm not sure. Because we don't spend time training and listening and really hearing what someone else has to say, why they think that way, and what's really going on for them at their core level. And when they go through a process of discovery of what they really want, then we can come in alignment with what we have that will empower what they already want. That is huge. They follow their own voice. They follow their own dream and their own vision. And for us to be able to be skilled to listen and ask questions so they can go through a process of discovery while they're with us, where they reveal what they really want, and then we go, based on what you've said, I've got something that's really gonna bless you. And that is all we do. And the greatest part about this is it takes the anxiety off of you, and it takes the anxiety off of them. Because it takes the anxiety off of you, because now you're not talking. All you're doing is asking them questions, and you just drill those questions over and over. And we have a really good book that we do multiple times in our book club that is called How to Sell Network Marketing Without Fear, Anxiety, or Losing Your Friends by Michael Oliver. Page 2, second one down. Highly recommend this book. It's like the Right Brain Bible. It gets into the dialogue. I'm giving you a brief overview that I'll build on as we train, okay? So this is just to give you an idea about what our heart, what our intention is, what the way that we're embarking on is. We're totally rejecting traditional sales. Traditional sales is a hunter mentality. No one wants to be hunted. They can smell, prey can smell its hunter from 100 miles away. We are cultivators. We are fellowshippers. We are people who are interested in listening intently to others, guiding them through a process of questions whereby they go through their own discovery of what they want, and then we are positioned to produce the solutions for them that fit what they want. So there's no violation of values, because if we violate their values at the subconscious level, they may buy the product, and they will not be consistent with it, and they will not multiply or duplicate. And we are talking about honoring time, and we're talking about honoring the opportunity. And so we move them through the coffee shop interview. We find out what's perfect in their life, what's not perfect in their life, what are their reasons and values for those things. And then we come to a point where everything we've talked to them narrows down into 2 main questions, which is a good idea if you write these 2 main questions down. The first question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you value your physical health? And when they tell you, you say, awesome. Can I ask you another question? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you value your financial health? And when they tell you, you say, awesome. And usually they'll give you 8 or above, and you say, awesome. I share the same values as you do on both of those topics. And based on what you've shared, I have something I think is really going to bless you. Let's set up a time, whether it's now or in the next day. Like, don't let it go. In the next day, that I can lay this out for you because I know you're going to love it. Now you've heard them. They feel heard. They feel understood. They feel listened to. They've told you what they value. They've told you what their principles are of why they do the things they do in their life. And now they feel like, because you've heard all those things, that you're the best person to serve them a solution. And so now they're open to receiving. Instead of thinking all the reasons why they don't want to do this opportunity, now they've just told themselves all the reasons they really do. And they've done it in front of you. And 2 witnesses establish a thing. So this is a very, very, very key process that we go through. And we train it so you'll get it. And nothing is better than actually doing it. So even though we go through training, actually getting in front of people and practicing this is the best possible scenario. And then you're going to expose them to the opportunity. You're going to show them the plan. I actually, if we can pull up and I'm wondering if it's going to be available. I think I can find it. We're going to show them the plan. I can actually draw it out. I'm not going to be able to have it on video. I'm going to draw it out. Does anybody have a blank piece of paper? If not, then I'll just grab one of these. Okay. I have this on video, but it's private right now because we're still like honing it in. And oh, whoops, sorry. Do you guys, anybody have a pen that I can borrow? Awesome. Okay. So I'm gonna draw out the plan.
Did you find it?
Yeah, that's okay. It's still unlisted right now because we're still optimizing it. Okay. So this is you, and you've come in CEO. Okay. That means you have some of our best products. Right? And you have a business now. And you're qualified for all the bonuses. Okay? And so your number one goal, just like every single person who joins this business, is to get healthy and get all your money back. Those are our priorities. Okay? So the first thing we want to do is, number one, remember, make a commitment. Take the product consistently for your body weight because you will be a product of the product. Okay? The next thing you want to do is show this plan with the interview to 4 people. Okay, this is the next part of the plan. 4 people do the same thing as you. You get all your money back in 30 days. All your money back in 30 days. Plus, these first 3 people qualify you for a rank called EMD. And now you get a coding bonus. So your 4th person that you've just enrolled, now you get another $35. So you get the $132, plus you get another $35. Okay? So we've got $132. So we've got you a total of $528, okay? We've got you a coding bonus of $35. which brings it out to $563. $563 that you're getting in 30 days. Got it? Plus, you have $550 worth of product that came for you, okay? Plus, because you did this and you brought these 3 in, the company is going to give you $125 of free product next month that you can use on whatever you want. So now you have $1,238 of asset value by sharing this opportunity with 4 people. $1,238 of asset value. This is like the greatest opportunity on the planet. I honestly feel like if I misplace someone's phone number, I robbed them $1,238. That's how strongly I feel about this. And the people that I work with that are willing to partner with me and go through these simple steps, not only do they get their money back, but what does each one of these people want to do immediately? Just get their money back. Just simply get their money back. Nobody's talking about going crazy. That's all possible, right? But we're just talking about just getting your money back, okay? You watch this happen 3 times, and you are into the thousands and thousands of dollars. If you simply teach 25 people to get their money back, just get their money back, just do this, you're talking over $20,000 in bonuses and $1,000 coming in every single month that will be a residual income. So the potential for this is huge. And this simple plan that I just chicken scratched out on this piece of paper right here is so simple, that's why we show people the plan. And this is the big difference between the way we were sharing the business before and the way we were sharing it now. Because when people see this, they go, I can do that. I can do that. I can do this. I can share, people do this, right? So prosperity is coming first. We know health is going to be taken care of. We know 90 essential nutrients are going to rebuild their body. The question is, can they step out in faith and invest the money it's going to take to be able to earn the $1,238? And do they trust the support system? And do they see a simple system that everybody can do? Or am I standing up here giving you out a huge complicated thing? I don't know, I might not be able to plug into this. I might not be able to learn this. This is too difficult for me. My main thing that I want to share with you is there is nothing special about me. There is not a darn thing that is special about me. Because if there is anything special about me that makes it to where you can't do it, then I cannot duplicate. What I want to share is there's a simple system that I'm just a normal person that just plugged into a simple system and saw value in repeating just a few simple steps in diligence over and over and over, and I was able to do great things because the simple system works for us, okay? So that is the plan, and then you're going to get people to where they're like, yeah, I want to make my money back, and you're going to do a 24-hour meeting. And I'm going to move very quickly through this. We sit down with people. We help them clarify their why, because that's the basics in the lane, right? We help them make their list. So that's the basics in the lane. We help them prioritize their list, because that's the basics in the lane, right? We just do it all over again. We show them how to text people if they don't already know, okay? Then we show them how to take them through the interview process. We you know, just like I'm going to make you guys the flashcards, right? Then you're going to help your people do that. And then they make their flag, they learn the cards. And in the beginning, I go with my people, like I went with Sister Patsy, right? And you said I was a little nervous at first, but now I'm fired up, right? Because when we were there was no hard pressure sales, there was no traditional salesman. It was just, we're here to give you an advantage. And you can take the advantage. We're here to educate. We're educational people. And we bring a message of joy and hope to people. And it takes all the anxiety off of us. And enough times where we go, we'll go, and eventually you'll be able to go. And then you'll be equipped and inspired, and someone else will come with you and they'll say, Miss Patsy, I'm a little nervous and I'm a little anxious, and you're going to say, don't worry. because we're bringing a message of hope. And there's not going to be any high pressure sales, and I don't have to worry about what I'm going to say because I'm just going to share the education, and people get to make their own decision on whether or not this fits for them and aligns with their truth. Isn't that right? And so then we are going to set expectations. Our goal is to get people a check. My goal is to get you a check just absolutely as soon as possible. As soon as you get a check, then you see, there's a source of income coming in here. What do I need to do to increase this source of income, okay? A check as soon as possible. Helping them to make EMD in 7 days, which is what we did with Eric and Darla. And then helping them make SEMD in 1 month, okay? So I can take you through the compensation plan. It's very, very simple. If you help 3 people, then you go to the 3rd rank in the company, okay? If you help 3 people, you go to the 3rd rank in the company, okay? If you help 3 people and everybody together spends $1,000, then you go to the 4th rank, okay? The very next rank above that, where Eric and Darla are getting ready to hit, is 3 people who have each helped 3. That's it. 3 people who have each helped 3. That is the 5th rank of the company. That's where you start getting options for stock options. That's where you start getting car bonuses. That's where you start getting all of the major, all of the rest of the compensation opens up to you, and that's the first major goal in this business, okay? And so that's our expectations. Our main commitment is to help you get your money back in 30 days. I especially like when people can put it on a credit card. That is one of my favorite things because I want to get their money back before that payment is due. That is my goal. Right from the beginning, I tell people, look, take a leap of faith, partner with me, and we look at, you know 4 people? You know 4 people you can put me in front of? Because I'm going to get your money back. And all those people are going to be blessed. And then I'm going to tell them, you know 4 people to get me in front of? Because I'm going to get them their money back too. And before long, you're going to have a lot of people getting their money back. And when people get their money back, they're excited because now they have $1,238 of asset value and it didn't cost them anything. And they have a business with a free website. And that is exciting. And we could do that for people in 1 month. Okay? And then establish the communication method. I handed you all that out. Let me just make sure you've got one of those because we're at the team communication method here. Gorgeous bracelet, love that. And okay, getting plugged in. Okay, so we want you to stay plugged in. We have a Facebook group that we have all our company news and everything in. We have Voxer. And we are part of being plugged in is going to eventually be our own group. And this is the very first training, but as it starts to catch on, part of being plugged in the 24-hour meeting is participating in our local group too. You know, so that's going to be very important. And then, okay, loading your phone. You need to have customer service as a contact in your phone. You're going to need to have the corporate line. There's a couple of really great calls, and they're on the communications method. And if you don't have those phone numbers, get with me and I'll make sure you have them. And then making sure people understand what the lane is. So I just taught you the way to move through the lane. This is called basics in the lane, okay? What is the lane? So let's take a bird's eye view and scope out and look down on what is this lane that we're traveling in, okay? So the lane that we're traveling in starts with a premise or a foundation of 90 essential nutrients that honors the design of the body and the creator, which empowers the body to heal itself, and our goal or our concept that takes that premise out into our circle of influence is the Healthy Body Challenge and also the Mega Pack. Because the Mega Pack is what product they're going to need for their body weight, which is going to get them measurable results, okay? And then we have the Are You Next, which I have right here for you guys to look at, which goes over the compensation plan, and also I'll give you one of these. And also talks about the Youngevity opportunity, and then the 5x5 system, which I've already started training with Miss Patsy on, where you get 5 new contacts a day, 5 days a week. Now we were out for like 45, we got 3 in 45 minutes, right? Yeah, so that was pretty good. And what was exciting about the time that Patsy and I spent together is that we went to share with one person, but she was with someone else. And so I did not take it upon myself to assume that she would be interested, but she was going to be listening, right? And I knew she was going to hear me. And so I spoke to the one woman knowing the other woman was going to be hearing. And when we got to then, she was like, well, I want some information on 90 essential nutrients. Here's my email. So we got a 2-for-1. And then the place that we were going actually had a rehabilitation center that was right next to it, and we struck up a conversation with them, and we got in with the head person over there. So they're going to put us in touch with all the therapists that are going to be working with the patients over there. So we got possibly a very large account that's going to be coming in over here. So, and that happened in 45 minutes. So our goal is 5 contacts a day, 5 days a week. And the reason we set our goal high in the 5x5 system, number one, it's grace, the number of grace. So we like it on our team, okay? And number 2, it's a big goal. Because if you have a goal for like 1, you know, you're like, well, I might get 1, you know? And you're like, oh, somebody might come across my path. That's real reactive, okay? God might direct someone into our path that needs help. That's not proactive, okay? When you're going after 5, you got intention in your heart. You got motivation in your feet. You are looking for God to bring about someone you could talk to. Okay, just like when we almost got in that car and drove away. But what happened? I saw that woman standing outside the store and I was like,
wait a minute.
Yeah, I think she works at that rehabilitation place. So I poked my head out the car. I said, hi, you work at that rehabilitation place? She immediately opened up to me and started talking to me. Oh yeah, the head person's in there right now. Come on in. I was like, all right, because I was aware. And when I first started this business, I thought, boy, I have a busy life, and I don't know how I can possibly fit in this new business in my busy life. And so I didn't do the business for a very long time. And then I realized that this line of demarcation between my life and my business began to get erased, and I learned that God was bringing me people that I just needed to be aware and alert in my regular life. All where I was going, at the post office, at the grocery store, at the hair place, wherever we go, there's somebody who needs 90 essential nutrients because Dr. Wong says if you fog a mirror, you need 90, right? So all I had to be was equipped and aware so that I could be available to share if the need came arise, right? And it did for us the first day we went out. And so I wanted to just go back to repetition in the simple system gives you the confidence to step out in those moments when the opportunity arises. And then finally, the GoPro book, which is the left brain Bible of this business. I've already mentioned Eric Worre. The reason that I like that particular book is he delineates between posers, amateurs, and professionals. And in this business, we are aiming at professionalism and treating this as a serious opportunity that we are embarking with a sober mind. And it also delineates the 7 skills of network marketing. And it was said that there's 10,000 hours to become a master at any skill. And so we are in a pursuit of mastery. And when you hear or see my posts online, you'll see come and pursue mastery in the basics of the lane and the fundamentals, because we train in them every single time. And as you hear them, just like you're hearing me today, you'll catch this, and then next time a little bit more will be built on top of it, and you'll be able to get it more and more and more. Okay? And I have this training and other trainings on video that you can watch as well that have been recorded. So thank you so much for joining us today. I can answer any questions, comments. Yes?
I have a person that I contacted up in, well, she called me, and she has some health issues.
Okay.
And I've been praying for her for the last 22 years.
Okay.
With that health issue. So she is interested in knowing about the product.
Okay.
So do I send her my webpage? What do I do?
Okay, so what I would do is I would send her, how old is she?
She don't tell me her age, but she's over 50.
Okay, so
let me get you in contact with her.
Okay, perfect.
Is that fine?
Yeah, absolutely, because we have free copies. We have as much free information as people could possibly want. So we have free copies of Dr. Wallach's best-selling CD, which is called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And I gave you guys a copy, but I have a digital copy that you can send for free. And so then it's going to tell them how he discovered the 90, what kind of results he was seeing with the reversal of arthritis, with the reversal of the symptoms of diabetes, with the reversal of the symptoms of MS, all of those things, right? And so then when they listen to it, then the ball is in their court and they can decide, wow, maybe I want more about this, you know, maybe I would like, do you have targeted information about what's going on with me? And so, like, for instance, I was dealing with someone with glaucoma just recently. And so they listened to Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and then I got them a specific webinar just on eye health that talked to them about the difference between the theory of medical doctors and what the options are if you go the medical route, and then what Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden believe is going on from a holistic standpoint, and what nutrients are missing to start aiding in the body's own ability to bring that into harmony, and what they recommend. And what's so great about this is that I never have to be the expert. I just simply say, this is what Dr. Wallach says, and that's it. And I'm just an information hub. I'm a well source of information for people. And so it totally takes the anxiety off of everything.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll give you her phone number and I'll tell her you're gonna call her.
Perfect.
Okay.
I certainly will.
Okay.
Absolutely. And it's even good if you have a time, a day and a time too.
Okay, I will.
And yeah, and then just check with me and I'll tell you. I usually am available.
Okay.
So I want to make myself available to serve every single person who wants to make a difference in their own lives and their families'
Okay.
lives. So
Jennefer, when is her packet gonna come?
I can check that. I can check that, and you can check it too, in through your back office. But I will check it for you, and we can still. The tracking is on there. Yeah. So
Since
probably.
we got ours Friday, they will probably get theirs, I'd say probably Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
And
it'll
then,
tell you in that package how much you have to intake per your body weight.
and I am going to do all of that with you. This is our team follow-up guide for product, and part of the protocol is that on that the day of your delivery, then I'm going to call you while you're unpacking the box, and I may even just come over and we'll just have some tea and
Okay.
I'll talk to you about each thing. But it says on the bottle already, but I want to be the one who tells you again, because the more times you hear it and then take notes on it and then you begin to take it, then you'll be able, because everything that I'm doing is to empower you to empower someone else. So as quickly as possible, I want to get you to the point where you know exactly what you're doing in these simple steps, and then you can immediately start sharing with others, okay? All right. How are we doing?
I don't have any other questions yet, but I got 1,000 coming.
Okay.
I talked to my friend, and you know, you talked about the prosperity part first. I know he's concerned about the money, because the first thing he said was, I don't get paid for a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
He said, I wouldn't mind doing it. So I said, well, hey, look here. Why don't you, before you come in, find 3 other people that you can convince that this is a good deal, because he already want to do it.
Yep.
So I said, before you come in, find 3 other people. That way you get your money back.
And that's what I was telling Velvet, and that's George's recommendation too. I'm actually doing that with my neighbors. That I said she's already got her list and everything, and they're waiting for the
Right.
money. And I said it's never the money; it's always the heart.
I wanted to ask you that, because
Yep.
I think that if we go with that aspect and we start talking to them, we already start getting them to generate the thought of getting their money back right away by
Yes.
them not even coming in till they can think of 3 or 4 other people that they want to bring right in with them.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
so,
and that's the expedited plan,
Okay.
and that is
Yeah.
why I think
Yeah, that way,
immediately.
that way you know you're gonna get your money back, because you bringing them in with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we need to have a night where we do presentation, where we know, like right now they do it in Dallas every single Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Obviously that's a scheduling conflict, right? So we need to have something local where this is the night Jennefer's presenting, or this is the night that we're presenting, right?
Right.
And so that way when you're talking to someone, you're like, look, you got to come hear about this, you know?
Right.
And so, and then they can take their 3 people
Right.
that they want to sign, because we can bring someone in with a $25,
Right.
and they can get those 3 people in, because you don't get coding bonuses until number 4. So as long as they upgrade to CEO before person number 4, they're good.
You
Like
know-
I was telling with you guys haven't missed out on anything yet. As soon as you enroll your 3rd person, then we upgrade, unless we can do it before
Right.
then, but we upgrade.
You got 2 about to come, right? Mal and Miss Barbara
Miss
coming.
Barbara called me yesterday. She said she's not going to be able to do the CEO pack.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
she told me, thanks for the $100 support.
Yesterday?
Yeah. Oh, when you talk to her?
I talked to her yesterday.
What time?
When we were in Vegas.
Late in the afternoon?
It was like maybe 6.
Okay, cause she texted me in the morning. She said she was excited, but okay.
Okay, because I was gonna text her today and just be like, I'm here to serve you with whatever
about
we
the
need.
work?
I was gonna have Velvet with me so she knew how to bring her in.
Right.
Well, and you
That's
might
fine. What if-
suggest the 3 people.
Right. If she could find 3 people, like she worked with those type of clients that could use this.
Yeah.
So maybe she could get them to maybe see if they can come in too at the same time. But I was thinking, what about on the meeting part, like we do this like maybe next week or the week after, and I actually we offer our friends and family, whoever we're gonna come look at the plan, free lunch.
Okay. Yeah.
That way they be after come. People like to eat free.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that.
I'm willing to make food, and one of the things that I also do is I like to sample the product.
Yeah.
I like to mix up a thing of it and pour, and I buy like little sample cups so people can taste what it's really like to get 60 minerals, 16
We could do that.
114 fruits and vegetables,
Yeah.
organic, you
We
know.
could do that.
So
Just get some water bottle, mix up a whole bunch, just get
Yeah.
like little sample
little
cups.
sample cups, yeah. And I have them in my house to show you today to what they're doing down
It's
in
like
the.
Gatorade.
Let's just do that.
Yeah, would you like to try some?
So do we need to be
That's
thinking about
good.
Because we
Yeah,
have,
for
we
next,
can
like-
mix up some right now.
Like for the next 2
Or
weeks.
actually, are you coming back to my
do it
house for
maybe
the
2
picnic?
Yeah, you could. Like 2 weeks.